So the next angle pair says same side interior. So same side means that you have two angles that are on the same side of the transversal. So angles on the same side of the transversal. So again, they're both on the left or they're both on the right. And both are inside, that's the interior part. They're both inside the parallel lines. I'm just going to draw this many more times. I'm over it. Get it over with. There we go. So same side interior. They're two angles, because we're talking about a pair of angles, two angles on the same side of the transversal. So either both on the left of the transversal or both on the right of the transversal. And because it says interior, they are both inside the parallel lines. So if I'm doing angles on the same side of the transversal, so let's just look at the left side. On the left side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 angles, but they both have to be inside the parallel lines. There's only two angles inside the parallel lines on the left-hand side. So this would be one pair of your same side interiors. And obviously on the other side would be, if they're both on the right side, there's another pair. So same side interiors, there are two pairs of them total at some point. But this is one pair, both on the left, interior. And this is another pair, both on the right, interior. And just like with the alternate interiors, when I go to write the same side exteriors, I'm basically going to write the same exact thing as I have up here. But instead of saying both are inside the parallel lines, because it's exterior, they're both going to be outside the parallel lines. So same side exterior are angles on the same side of the transversal. And both are outside the parallel lines. So same side, if I look just on my left side here, they're both on the left side and they're on the outside of the parallel lines. There's only two angles on the outside. So this would be one pair of your same side exteriors. And then if they're both on the right, these are the only two that are outside. These would be your other, that would be your other pair. So if I'm making note cards, what I would do is I would just write one pair, draw out the picture of one pair on one side, and then the other side I would put the name, because you're going to have to identify what type of angle pair these are. And tomorrow we're actually going to add something else to the name. You're going to be able to say, how are these two angle pairs related to each other? Are they equal or are they supplementary? Do you set them equal to each other if you're solving or finding the angle measures, or do they add together and equal 180? And those are really your only two options. It's kind of like the vertical and supplementary. So vertical angles are fair game today as well. Vertical angles, just remember, those are the ones that are back to back. Supplementary angles are those adjacent angles that are right next to each other. So let's do an example together. It's the longest example ever because we're going to put all of these angle pairs to use. And we're going to identify all of the different angle pairs that are made by these snowmobile tracks. So we've got a parallel line here. We've got a parallel line here. And then we have our little snowmobile dude here creating this track. So there's your parallel lines. I feel like sometimes when they do examples and they try to act like it's a real life situation, it's hard to really see what they want. There's our parallel lines. I switched it up. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put an angle pair name up here, and we're going to list out all, looking at this picture, all of the different angles that actually would have that name. So like, are they corresponding? Are they alternate interior? That kind of thing. And actually, I think we will start with corresponding angles. So we'll go in order. So corresponding. So we're going to find all of the different angle pairs that are corresponding angles. So does anyone see one pair of angles that would be corresponding angles? Start us out. Ella.
Would it be like 5 and 1?
Angle 5 and angle 1. Perfect. Angle 5 and angle 1 is one pair of corresponding angles. 3 more. What's another pair? Do it, Ashton. I have faith in you.
Maybe 7 and 4. Wait, no. 8 and 4.
8 and 4. Good. Angle 8 and angle 4 would be another pair. Just 2 more. Ella, go for it. 3 and 7. Ashton, give me the last one.
6 and 2.
Angle 6 and angle 2. So those are all of the pairs of corresponding angles on this picture. That's it. That's all we could find. Next, let's do alternate interiors. But I'm going to get a little lazy, and I'm going to abbreviate alternate interiors on how when I was in school many, many years ago, we had to do a bunch of proofs on these. So instead of writing the words alternate interior angles 15 million times in the next couple of days, I'm going to write AIA, alternate interior angles. And you are more than welcome to do that as well. Keep it simple. I'm all about it this week. Leading an intercession, we're going to keep it simple. So alternate interior angles, there are only 2 pairs. What's one pair? Alternate interiors means that you have one on the left, one on the right of your transversal, and they're both inside or in between your parallel lines.
6 and 4.
6 and 4 is one. Angle 6 and angle 4 is one pair.
And 7 and 1.
And 7 and 1. Good job. Angle 7 and angle 1. So again, AIA stands for alternate interior angles. I'm just trying to abbreviate when I can. Same thing I'm going to do for the next one, alternate exteriors. I'm going to put AEA, alternate exterior angles. So alternate exteriors means that you have one on the left side of the transversal, one on the right side of the transversal. They're both on the exterior of your parallel lines. So what's one example of alternate exteriors?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Yep. Angle 5 and angle 3. And one more. 8 and 2. And that's it. Those are the only alternate exteriors. Now we'll move on to the same side ones. So same side interiors, SSI, same side interiors, means that your 2 angles are on the same side of the transversal. So either both on the left, both on the right, and they're on the interior of your parallel lines or in between your parallel lines. There's 2 pairs. Ashton, go for it.
6 1.
6 and 1. And then the other pair is
7 and 4.
7 and 4. And then the last one that we learned today would be same side exterior angles.
5 and 2 would be 1.
5 and 2. And what's the other one? Oops.
8 and 3.
8 and 3. Yep. Now the other ones that, like I said, that are going to keep popping up here and there are going to be like your vertical angles or your supplementary angles. So a pair of vertical angles, there's a bunch of them, so I don't really want to list them all out. But one pair of vertical angles would be like angle 5 and angle 7. Those are going to pop up again today here and there, especially on your worksheet today. They will pop up. Vertical angles, remember, those are the ones that are back to back. So like 5 and 7 would be an example. 2 and 4 would be an example. Anytime you have two angles that are back to back from each other. The other thing that's going to pop up today are supplementary angles. That's what we talked about on Friday. Supplementary angles are any two angles that are adjacent to each other. There are so many different pairs of supplementary on here. It's like crazy. Supplementary angles are going to be any two angles that are connected together or they share a side. They're like right next door to each other. So it could be like angle 1 and angle 2. It could be like angle 5 and angle 8. There are a ton of them. I'm not going to list them all out. But vertical and supplementary, they're not going away anytime soon. They just keep popping back up here and there. And vertical angles will be your best friend, I think, tomorrow because you're going to feel a little bit more comfy with them when we start getting into angle measures.